Joining me here is BJP's Pathanamthitta candidate, Mr. Anil Anthony. This is a tough fight here in this constituency. You are fighting against a three-term MP and a very senior leader of the CPIM, Dr. Thomas Isaac, and the MP Anil Anthony. What do you think are your advantages? What will work in your favor here?
See, now it's almost 4 weeks. It's over a month since I've been declared as a candidate here. And now we are entering the most important phase the last 3 weeks. I came here and I've been interacting with people across the society here, across all people from all age groups, all political spectrum. And one thing I understood very clearly is that the people here clearly want change. Like you rightly said, there are two heavyweights who are contesting as my rivals. One is Mr. Anil Anthony, who is a 3-time MP. Last 15 years he is the MP here. Then there is Dr. Thomas Isaac, who had been an MLA many times. He had been an MLA many times. He's a former finance minister also. But you look at the state of the state here and the state of the constituency here, one thing which we can clearly understand is that the people here want change. I came here and I was very surprised to see the state of the constituency. This is one of the, per capita wise, this is one of the constituencies with the highest per capita incomes. You have one of the highest number of NRI populations across India. You have one of the largest student populations in Kerala, where there are almost 50 plus colleges, very high quality colleges also. In the morning I went to a technical institution for an event. Similarly, I'm going to a lot of these colleges and universities where young people are there. And despite all that, despite such a place with such high quality people and potential, you look at what has been happening in this place, I can very clearly say, confidently say that the place hasn't reached even a fraction of its potential. You have a sitting MP the last 15 years. The first 5 years he was a member of parliament here, Mr. Anil Anthony. Those 5 years, Dr. Manmohan Singh's UPA government was in power. Those 5 years, you also had the UDF government of Mr. Umman Chandi. So he had a lot of support the first 5 years. The last 10 years, he was an opposition MP. But still, you look at the constituency here, the last 15 years. This is one of the rare constituencies in Kerala where, despite having so many young people, despite having so many working people with skill sets, there is not a single industrial park, there is not a single IT park, there is not a single startup incubator. Then it is one of the rare constituencies across India where there is not a single unit of a public sector PSU anywhere in this constituency. Then there is not a single unit of any central government backed educational institution, higher education institution, technical institution. So I really wonder what the MP was doing the last 15 years. People tell me that almost everything he is telling are all schemes by the central government which we are approving here. And then he is putting his own banner and fluxes and saying that he is doing it, but he is not doing anything. And then Mr. Thomas Isaac, again, he is a stalwart who has been here for a long time. But then you look at the state of Kerala, you look at the situation of Kerala, the state is in deep financial crisis. According to RBI, this is one of the states with the the growth here is one of the worst, top 3 among the big states. It is one of the 2 states with the highest number of youth unemployment in the country. And people do put a lot of blame on the former finance minister for the dire economic situation of the state. So you have people who I'm interacting with everywhere, people from across the political spectrum, people from across the social spectrum, people from across all age groups. And one thing they are telling me is that they want change. They don't want the status quo any longer. They want opportunities. They want development. They want progress. They want central government-backed projects. They are seeing the tremendous work that is happening across India under the leadership and vision of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Right now, India, even IMF says, is the lone bright spot in a very turbulent world. It is the fastest growing economy for a long time. Last year, we overtook Britain and became the 5th largest economy. In our 3rd term, we are on our trajectory where we will be the 3rd largest economy. And people are seeing that India growth story. And people want to be a part of that growth story. They want development, they want progress, they want opportunities. And they do believe that a candidate who is backed by the Prime Minister and who is a part of the ruling system can bring that change. So because of that, people want change, and I believe that because of that, I'm going to win here.
What are your specific promises to the people of Pathanamthitta if you win? Or what is your vision for Pathanamthitta?
See, our Honorable Prime Minister got a vision to transform India into a developed country, a Vikasit Bharat by 2047. Kerala is lagging further and further behind. And I want to ensure that the state and the constituency also goes on the same trajectory and we become a Vigasit state and a Vigasit constituency at the earliest. Like I already mentioned, this is a state with a lot of developmental challenges, and this is a state where people want opportunities. You have places like Shabarimala, you have places like the Maraban Convention happening here, you have the Parimala Church here, you have and even like the Aranmula boat race that happens here. This is a place which has a potential to transform as a religious cultural hub. Similarly, this is a place with many scenic places, many beautiful mountain areas. This has the potential to transform into a tourist hub. But the core reason why all that is not happening is because of the lack of connectivity. I want to ensure that I will be the voice of Pathanamthitta in the Lok Sabha. I will be the voice of Pathanamthitta to the central government, and I will ensure that good development come here. My first focus will be infrastructure and connectivity, where there will be high quality roads, there will be better quality roads and transit points. Right now we only have one railway station in the entire district, and there also people tell me that they don't have fundamental basic amenities and facilities there. I want to transform that into a railway station that will have world-class potential. I want to ensure that the full potential of tourism and religious cultural tourism can be fully met here. I want to ensure that the places I mentioned will be transformed into a world-class religious cultural hub. I want to ensure that the students here, the young people will have ample opportunities for social and economic progress. And for that I want to work with the central government to bring central government PSU units here, industrial parks here, IT parks here, where startup incubators here. So I will work with the central government and our central systems to ensure that this place transform into a Vigasit place.
Interesting you mentioned this, because as my understanding is, Pathanamthitta is one of the places where you see a lot of migration happening, especially among the youngsters. A lot of elderly people staying alone here. So is that one of the concerns and something that you will be looking into?
Yes, in 3 to 4 days I am releasing a manifesto for this constituency itself. Just for this constituency, it is on the works itself. And I'm glad that you asked this question. So I've been, occasionally we do visit houses also. And wherever I go, one thing which I noticed is, like for example, there are a large number of schools here, colleges here. There are young people here, but they don't stay. Like you rightly mentioned, this is one of the states with a lot of, more number of NRIs than almost any other districts across India. There is a huge number of migration that is happening from Pathanamthitta to other cities across India and also to other countries. Many of them are going to pursue their own goals and aspirations, and that is something which I greatly appreciate, because I do believe that our NRIs are also our great brand ambassadors of India across the world. So it is good to have the diaspora. But at the same time, a lot of people are leaving because they don't have opportunities here, and that is something which I want to tackle. So I want to ensure that ecosystems are created where people who want to stay here have enough opportunities and they can thrive here. And then the other problem which you rightly mentioned are the socio.
Now everything has to be listening to that Anil Anthony. He looks so dumb. He can't even speak English well, and he said 3 times he has been to the central government. To represent the state and go to the Lok Sabha, you need to be able to speak either in English or in Hindi very well. I don't think he can do either one of the two very well. He can come back to the state and call the people, speak in Malayalam, that's about it. God, out. And furthermore, he has been useless. He has brought nothing to the state. He has just fattened his own cronies and khakis. That's it. Nothing else. What a con man. That's not how an MP should be. He is absolutely useless. What a mistake. And you elected him 3 times. That is fascinating. About time for a change. But it can't be that CPM fellow also is equally an useless fellow. Because we know from a fact how the state has been run. That is an example of how that goes. Even the state of Alappuzha, where he was the assemblyman there, nothing, useless. So like the rule in statistics says, with 2 known idiots, both should be out. The third looks okay, speaks okay, and all logic seems to be sensible. Treat him as a candidate, just an individual. He speaks well, So I think he deserves a chance. Anil Anthony deserves a chance. He may be from BJP. Simply say he is from the NDA alliance. BJP would be a tainting picture. Nothing that has happened in the north would happen in Kerala. You can take it to the bank. For the moment, you can even ignore the fact that he is under a label, BJP. He is a son of an ex-congressman, and he was a congressman, so he can't be very much different. This is just a label change, that's all. But there is everything for Pathanamthitta to gain by electing him. That much you've got to be sure.